What TLA family is the best, is back with a new video. This one I want to dissect Tesla's situation, watch the C on camera, and cover a few other newsworthy stories. We have Jerome Powell giving a speech later on today, so let's break down the economic schedule. Not to mention the latest information regarding Tesla bears. As we can see, a few extremely powerful investors are stepping out and rating Tesla and making some unfavorable comments about it. I'll thus analyze what they're saying. About Tesla, the reasons behind the company's brief decline, the technical state of the share price, and what to look out for today. Before I give you all a quick technical update for the pre-market, let me clarify that I am not a financial counselor and that you should not take any advice I may offer you on finances. Additionally, if it's possible, kindly click the Webull link that appears in the description and below. You can get 20 free stocks when you sign up for Webull and put $500 into your account. 75 free stocks are yours with a deposit of $225,000 or more, guaranteed. It's only going to be an offer in a few weeks. As you can see, Tesla is currently experiencing a slight downturn and is consistently reaching lower highs and lower lows. As you can see, Tesla is continuing the similar path, even though SPY is a little bit down with the company. Additionally, it appears to be rather weaker than SPY in the QQ and the others. Even in the pre-market, we're seeing some weakness in Tesla, and the stock is currently trading at around $164 a share, which is somewhat below our target price of $165. You will now be looking for this 162 level to be our main support if we do continue to sink. I simply wanted to let you folks know that there is still some weakness in the Tesla stock. Before I dissect the charts, I simply want to briefly discuss some significant facts and how it will impact the markets. As you are all aware, it is Wednesday, April 3rd, 2024. Today, we'll be looking at Bowman later today because he has a speech scheduled for very shortly at 9:45 a.m. Additionally, 15 minutes after the market opens, at 9:45 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, the SP Global Composite PMI and Services PMI will be released. Observe any fluctuations in this data. And the next round of data is scheduled to be released at 10 a.m. This is the time that the employment new orders, prices, and ISM Services PMI data are released. The two most significant factors are new orders and pricing, as they are highly indicative of future trends and may lead to increased volatility. As inflationary data approaches, this will also become increasingly significant, so keep an eye out for it. Watch for volatility, as there will be a significant shift at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll see how the markets are affected in the end, but make sure you're ready for this 30 minutes after the market begins at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure you're ready, and then Jerome Powell is going to give a speech at noon, which is a couple of hours after the market started. We'll have to wait and see what he says, but that's when another significant development will occur. These are the major announcements for today, so be on the lookout for volatility within the first half hour after all the data is released, and then wait for Jerome Powell at noon. That's what we have planned for today. The market is currently starting out on a pretty negative tone. The market had a small fall, but we'll have to wait and see if it recovers, since some technical indicators indicate that news of a significant shareholder vote for Disney's board of directors is also making the rounds. The fact that Tesla is experiencing its first year-over-year fall since 2020, roughly 386,000 deliveries overall, an 8.5% decrease from the previous year, is garnering significant attention. Additionally, depending on which ones you view, analysts were anticipating between 450 and 420,000. Once again, this is making a lot of news. This continues to be discussed in the press. Just be ready for additional Tesla-related chatter. Numerous other details have emerged regarding the precipitous decline in the main U.S. health insurance company's stock prices, which followed the release of fresh information regarding payments for private Medicare plans that left the insurance sector and investors feeling let down. That's also garnering media attention. Because of this, we witnessed a slight decline in CVS shares, and similar events occurred with other firms. Additionally, on Tuesday, crude prices reached their highest point since October, which increased geopolitical risk due to the fact that crude prices are beginning to rise, in addition to the fact that petrol costs are rising once more. For the time being, that is what the headlines are telling us. We're approaching neutrality, so we'll see if the market stays greedy or moves elsewhere. When Jerome Powell speaks today, he will play a significant role. Will he bring us back to extreme greed or to a neutral state? Powell will therefore play a significant role, and for the time being, we have some facts. In regards to Tesla, I have seen some recent developments. There are bears in the market who predict that Tesla may drop as low as $14, which is just absurd. That is a bit of an exaggeration, in my opinion, and extremely ludicrous. According to some, Tesla could collapse and its shares could drop below $14. That's the opinion of a well-regarded fund manager. According to Theander, a hedge fund manager who has been shorting Tesla since 2020, this is the case. So I think shorting Tesla in 2020, even parts of 2021, wasn't always as strong, but I think there were parts of the years where, like 2021, even 2022, it could have worked out very well. So you know, with the strategy to Tesla, I mean, there has been some success in doing so, but at the same time, I mean, it could go either way depending on the timing and such. So I would say that I wouldn't necessarily give Candor more credibility based off that. But when it comes to his claim that Tesla could drop to $14, the reason why I think that's kind of ridiculous is because if Tesla falls to 150, what's going to happen? A lot of buyers will step in. If it falls to 125 or 100, buyers will come again and again, defend it. Aapl will defend it. So I don't see how going to go down to 14, but it is worth noting that that's his opinion. He's a huge bear, and he's saying that. Tesla is a no growth stock, which should be valued way less, so his view is based off the P ratio and things like that. I personally don't agree with that. I think that the market's very forward-looking, and Tesla's worth a lot more because of its potential and what it's actually working on, so negative voices are growing ever since we got this, like really. I've been warning you guys about the bad Dell report yesterday, so this isn't the best news for Tesla. In addition, there's news about the Model 3, and they say that some people are wondering if this is ridiculous or not. Based on my assessment, it looks pretty cool, and I like the color. It has some really nice specs, so if you know anything about its capabilities, I think it's a great vehicle. That's my opinion for now, but let's break down these charts to see how things are looking for Tesla and the others. So I just want to note that right now Tesla is looking a bit more bearish, but I do see potential for the market to try to rebound a bit, so we'll have to see where Tesla tries to base it on watch and see how low it goes. We're trying to hold 164. If we do lose this, it could come down to about 162. Watch and see if we get a reaccumulation. If we lose 162, we turn bearish, we could start seeing down to 160, and that's going to be a critical support losing that would turn even more bearish for resistance. Watch 165 if we break this. Watch 167.8 and eventually 170. In my opinion, Tesla could dip a little, but I think that over time it's going to start getting bought back up as long as we don't have new major horrible news. And the reason I say it could get bought back up is because SPY is looking like it's trying to rebound. Here, the reason I say that is because SPY has this slow MA high right here, came back down. We might see SPY kind of stay within this range between 516, 518 for some time, and slowly I do see it actually trying to push up higher. We could see a move back up to about 520 or so, if not 521. That's where we have this previous support becoming resistance, even higher levels depending on Jerome Powell, but I do see SPY and trading sideways for a bit and then eventually trying to push up higher. So watch those resistance levels. We're trying to see buyers step in, and if we watch for 900, and if it loses 885, watch 877 could come down a bit and then try to reaccumulate, but we'll see. Even if Nvda does bounce a bit, we do have this big head and shoulder, so just be a little bit careful. Even if Aapl is a bounce for, it's still on a bearish trend. So what does all this tell us about Tesla? Basically, Tesla's on a downtrend, is looking kind of weak right now. It is slowing down a bit, but I am seeing some we might witness fires trying to defend it. This suggests that it may simply stay in the range of 162 to 168, so let's see if it tries to move back up here and shuffle up above. At that point, we'll see what Jerome Powell and the others do for the stock. This is similar to my general assessment of Tesla, so for the time being, watch it dip slightly, but support reaccumulate, and then trade back in this upper range for a while before observing what the big reaction is. By the time Jerome Powell speaks, we'll see if he triggers a bounce or not in the markets. So get ready for Powell around noon, and remember to keep an eye on the data 30 minutes after the market opens. All right, guys, that's all for your brief update. I'll see you all very soon, in about an hour and a half.